I'm DaniSurname and I've effectively lost my voice because I've been so ill for so long, so I'm going to talk quietly because of that, and also because my housemates are in and I don't want to bother them too much. But first things first, look what I got. I got this cute little notebook so that I can write down all my YouTube thoughts, which is great for actually keeping a diary of what I've done, so I can come back at the end of the week and do life updates and actually know what I did, and not to have dead spots like Thursday. Although admittedly it was quite difficult to work out what I did this Thursday. I did nothing. And look, I'm being consistent. It's Sunday and I am vlogging again. I thought I wouldn't actually vlog this Sunday because I was going out to Nando's earlier and I thought, I'm not going to have time. But I did. Admittedly it is now night time and it's so dark that I actually have my curtains closed. So while it looks like I'm vlogging while looking out the window, I'm not. I'm looking at my curtains. Oh, the battery is quite low, so I'm going to plug you in. Okay, I plugged you in, but you still died. Oh well, where were we? Yes, I'm being consistent. It is Sunday, life update day. So, here we go. This is cute. Look, I redesigned my life update symbol, and I love it. It's all cute. I'm in the process of redesigning pretty much everything I have for this channel, because I've finally kind of found a house style, which you probably noticed with the fact that I'm actually doing the thumbnails now. I'm pretty proud of those. This week has been a week of introductory lessons. I've had the first in all of the modules that I do, and all of them have been introductions, so I haven't actually done a lot of work. On Monday, I had London Culture Performance, which is a seminar class where we discuss things about performance, about culture, and about place, and why London is a special place for doing theatre. So, actually, I'm in a kind of a state of, why are we talking about this right now? Because we're not actually far enough into it to understand why it has an impact. So I'm very interested to see why it does. I've done the reading for this week. Well, for tomorrow, because tomorrow's Monday and I have LCP on Mondays. And it is very much, this is interesting, but I want to see how it impacts theatre and how we end up discussing it. Then also on Monday I went to the QMTC meetup, which is the Queen Mary Theatre Company, and they put on 20 to 30 shows a year. They're very cool. I'm very excited to be involved in the stuff that they are doing. They do all sorts, but they do a lot of shows in festivals. They have pitch nights where writers go and say, I want to do a show about this. Then they get together with directors and then they cast those shows. So it's more of like a facilitating group than an actual, we're all going to work together on a group, which I like. It's more like a company, but like a company in the sense of like a business company than a single theatre company, if you know what I mean. Very excited about that, and I'm also interested in directing stuff because I feel like that's something I'd be very interested in doing, and I think university gives me that opportunity without it being something that I have to commit to. Tuesday, I had my first Making Theatre Work class, which is awesome. It was the first of my practical classes, and I love my teacher. He's amazing. He was taught by Augusto Boal, which is really awesome because Boal is who we're learning about in Making Theatre Work, well, my particular group. There's 6 groups, and there are 4 different topics. 2 groups learn about Boal, 2 learn about complicity, and then 1 group learns about task-based, and then another group learns about something else. But I am very interested in Boal's work now that I know what he does and how much of an impact that style has. Very excited to be working in that. I also had my first Languages of the Body class, which was different to what I expected. I expected more physical theatre and it was a bit more like dance. So, interested to see how that goes. We were also supposed to have 2 student-led sessions that day, but we didn't because we hadn't actually done enough stuff. That's basically where we have 2 or 3 hours where there is no leader, it's just us as a group and we're given something to do and we have to explore that, which sounds pretty cool, but also like it's a lot of responsibility. Ow. So anyway, Tuesday is my practical lessons and they're interesting. They're not what I expected them to be, but they're still good. They're still exciting and interesting, and I know that I can't really express how exciting they are right now because I have no voice. I have the voice of an ancient man. We also had a lecture by a guy who teaches for Languages of the Body, which was the most confusing lecture I've ever had, and there was some comparison with the art movement Dadaism to theatre, and oh, it was baffling. Wednesday is usually my day off, but I had a step up meeting. Step Up is the programme that's set up to help the transition between A-level and the expectations of university. I feel very good about the staff and the body of the university that I'm at because they really care about what we're doing and about if something goes wrong, you need to go here, you need to talk to this person. There are so many programmes and facilities in place that I feel really safe if something happens. That's great. I'm so excited to be part of a community that genuinely feels like they all care about the students. Also on Wednesday I went to the rock climbing meetup, which was great because I've not climbed in 2 years, but that meant that I was also aching like a gay woman's tongue. I used to say that a lot. I used to use that phrase all the time, aching like a lesbian's tongue, but I don't particularly like the word lesbian, so. Anyway, I went and I ached a lot, but I loved it so much. The particular wall that I am going to is a lot more bouldering than it is ropes, which is cool, but the bouldering walls are a lot higher than I'm used to, so it's a lot more scary and it means that you ache a lot more because you have to try harder. But then you're putting more work into it and you're getting more out of it. It was a lot of fun and I'm still feeling it in my shoulder blades a little bit. Also, I then went to a show on Wednesday which Bryony had to go to because she does Complicity and they had to go and see it. But then Kiara and I went because we could just get extra tickets. It was called My Perfect Mind and it was interesting. It was funny, but I kind of felt like a lot of things that they did were done because they just needed to do things. It was interesting and it had an actor in it, like there was an actor playing an actor, and there was this underlying theme of King Lear. So I kind of felt like you were supposed to have read King Lear before you saw it. And also we walked past this really interesting looking Cuban bar, which I suggested after the show that we go and get a drink at, and we did. We got a jug of Revolution, which was some cocktail that they made that had pineapples and strawberries in. It's very nice. It did have strawberry bits in it, like the seedy bits. Ugh, I didn't like that, but. And then on Thursday I did nothing because I felt really, really ill on Thursday. Thursday was the worst day. I had a fever, my skin was boiling hot, and I felt really cold, and I was aching because of the rock climbing, and I was also aching because I had flu. Freshers' flu is not a lie, it's an actual thing. Friday I had my first lesson in performance texts, which is where we study plays and stuff. There was an introductory lecture, and then we worked on these short plays. We were looking at, I think there's a particular name for it, but it's when they write really small scripts that, Fluxus, that's what it's called. We were looking at Fluxus. It's like a music score, but for movement, and it's notorious for being an art form in itself, but not really working in practice. So it seems more like poetry than an actual script for movement. And we each got given this little Fluxus score, and then we had to stage it in a group. And it is like you get 6 words and they mean nothing. The point of it is that you can literally take any interpretation because it's so vague. Not something I think that I'll really encounter much, but yeah, it did open my mind to there are lots of different types of scripts, and people write scripts in lots of different kinds of ways, and that can result in lots of different types of performances. Saturday I almost did nothing, but I really wanted to do something. So I got up, even though I felt like shit, and I went for a walk down by the canal, and I went to Victoria Park as well. So it was a gorgeous walk, and I was out for about 2-3 hours, and I saw loads of squirrels, and I lay on the grass, and I walked around in the park. Victoria Park is gorgeous. It's lovely. There are ducks and carp and paddling boats and a pavilion and fountains, and then these sculptures sticking in the water, which I don't know what they are. And I also took my Voigtlander camera, which is the vintage one that I got from Brighton. Where did I put it? This one. So I took lots of photographs, and I still haven't finished that roll of film, so no idea what they look like. Yeah, so that was really nice, and I'm really glad that I got up and did something, even though it felt like crap. Because me, Bryony and Kiara all feel really annoyed that we've all got sick, but we all want to go and explore, and we've been here 2 weeks and we haven't been able to because we feel so bloody ill. Anyway, Sunday today, and I felt a bit better, but you know, not that much better. What did I do today? We had a study meetup. The three of us went to the library and we had about 3 hours where we read the texts that we need to for different lessons, which was really cool. And we were productive students. And then we went to a thrift shop sale, but there wasn't really that much because it was a weekend thing, so obviously we were at the end of it. Then we went for ice cream, which was great. We went to this place called Cookies and Cream, and I pushed the boundaries and I got some nice flavours. I got raspberry sorbet and lemon ice. Too much lemon in the ice, but the raspberry sorbet was lush. And then we decided that we were going to go to Nando's for our evening meal, because we got these Nando's cards at the Freshers Fair. It was like a spinning wheel thing. You spun it and you won a voucher, but then if you spun it on the right place, you won 4 vouchers, which increased the deal. And I won the 4 vouchers, so I said, let's find somebody else and then we'll all go to Nando's, but we couldn't find someone, which kind of made us feel like we didn't have friends, but it was more a case of all our friends had already eaten. So the 3 of us went, and we got a quarter chicken instead of the half chicken. But still, it was free, and I had a lush meal, and I've just come back from that now and decided to vlog because I've still got time. And that's what I've done this week. Switch hands. Give me an ego boost, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Oh, I just hit my tea. Look, I'm still drinking tea. It's apple. Still addicted.